Yo, my youth, this is my year, you know. And my year, this. I tell you, man, this year now passed out me own my house. Yeah, man, must get my crib this year. Must get it this year.
6 years later.
This year now passed out me own my house, you know. Watch your man. This is my year, you know. This is my year. Must get my house this year. Do you wanna be that guy? Do you wanna be that guy? You wanna be that guy? Do you wanna be that guy? You want to own property. Today, we're going to hold a little reasonings and discuss some tips to get you on track. If this is a topic that is of interest to you, I invite you to watch this episode. I also invite you to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share it with a friend, and also leave me some comments. Thanks for watching. Hi, welcome to another episode of At Home. If you are tuning in for the very first time, I am Kimari. I'm a realtor and a photographer here in the sweet, sweet island of Jamaica. On this program, I talk about all things real estate, but I kind of do it a little bit differently. So I take you around Jamaica, show you the island, and then I also go into homes and we talk about things home related. So thanks for coming by and thanks for watching. Don't be that guy. One of the first things you can do is decide whether you want to build or buy. Now, each has its pros and also its cons. You need to decide what is best for you and which one will make more sense. When you build, you have the option of customizing your home and putting all the details in from scratch. When you're buying, you also can customize, but it's at an additional cost after you've purchased the property. So depending on your budget, how much you want to spend, you can make that decision. Also, the point to bear in mind is that when you build, you can have to have a little patience and you need to have perception and perspective. Building requires you to oversee what is happening and ensure that it is done to your specifications. Not everybody has the wherewithal to do that, so you know yourself best, so you are able to make that decision. Next, start saving. That is so, so crucial. Start saving. If you've just started working, save, save, save. If you've decided that you want to purchase, save, save, save. As I mentioned before, a deposit on any property is 10% of the price that you are going to pay for it. So you need to ensure that you have that saved so that when you're ready, you can move ahead. Bear in mind that does not include your closing costs, which are additional. Now, we'll soon get into that because there are options for you to get your closing cost, but you need to have your 10% deposit. What you can do also is have a chat with your financial institution or your financial advisor. Explain to them that you're saving towards home ownership or property investment and ask them what they suggest would be the best instruments of saving to get you to that goal. It doesn't hurt to ask, right? And they always have good advice and good tips, which is why they are financial advisors. And you don't really need to buy that pair of shoes in every single color now, do you? That can go towards your savings. Savings are always good. Also, after you buy, you will always need to do some personal touch-ups to make your house, your home, or if it's for investment, to get it ready for rental. So that extra money that you save can always go towards that. That extra money that you save can also help you to eat in the months that you're going to be paying back the loan on the property. So saving is always good. Okay, no distractions from your goal. So yes, your brethren just buy a Chris Audi and you have a Civic. But does he own property? Does she own anything? Many times we spend our money on the things that are not our immediate goal. So we'll spend the money to buy the car and then we end up in a deficit when we're ready to purchase the property. So reprioritize and see which ones you want to put first and second. If the property is your main priority, then you can go on beat the car that you have. It's not gonna break down, and after you have the property, you can floss. Get educated on market prices and the going rates of property that you're interested in. That way, you won't be surprised when you hear the prices and you'll be ready. Oftentimes, we have prices in our head and we don't know the reality, and so we're kind of surprised when we hear that what we thought was the price isn't actually the price. No. Properties in Jamaica tend to go up. So what is a deal today is a deal today. It may seem expensive at the time, but level with me now. Tell me the truth. Those of you who have already bought, when you were buying, it was a little stretch, wasn't it? But look at the value of your property now. It may be a few years later, or it may be many years later, but I guarantee you can tell me that it has improved significantly from the purchase price to what the value is now. Talk the truth. Tell me in the comments, please, if I'm right. Tell me your experience. You can also share, if you don't mind, what you bought your property for and what you see the properties in the neighborhood selling for now. Remember, your first purchase does not necessarily mean that it's your last purchase. So sometimes in your head you have to do a little compromise to say, this may not be the location that I want. You might have to commute a little bit, yeah? Or you may have to compromise and say, all right, it's not the size that I want, but guess what? It's a start and you can always change as you go along. Also, a tip that I tell persons sometimes too, if you're really in no rush to leave your current location, you can actually consider buying like a studio or an apartment for rental purposes. So let's say you just started working, you live at home with your parents, you don't have many expenses, but everybody wants to move out, right? But if you're comfortable, you can consider purchasing something small that you can rent out. That way you would start building your portfolio. Yeah, think about it. Also, if relatives are offering to help, take the help. It won't hurt. It will only help. Next thing, a lot of persons do not realize that the NHT, yeah man, our same NHT, if you are a contributor, you know that program that you can actually apply for refunds. If you notice, they always stop at a particular year that is not the year that we're in. They kind of have a little gap or a couple of years as a gap. If you are purchasing property, they will actually allow you to access those gap years as a refund in order to help you with your closing costs. So bear that in mind also. So don't be that guy. Start out deciding whether you want to build or buy. Buckle down, make it happen. And how I know that you're serious is when you decide to get your pre-approval letter. When you call me and I say, all right, get pre-approved if you're ready, and you don't call me back for another 6 months, a year, it means you weren't ready. But when I call you and I say, let's get pre-approved, man, I make it easy for you, I actually let the lending officer call you so So you don't have to join any long line in the bank, and then you still don't take me up on that offer, you're not ready. But when I say, you're ready, let's do it, and you go, yeah, man, and within 2-3 days you get back to me with that pre-approval letter, it means that you're ready. So set yourself a goal, set yourself limits, and let's do this.